Alright folks, we're going to deal with decimals. We will deal with addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division of decimals, right? Before I define what is decimal, there are decimals everywhere. You step out of your house, what you see looking at you everywhere are decimals. You look at the left hand side, see this, the blue images from National Association of Realtors. You see decimals over there, 6.29 million cells according to them so far in by September 2021. You see the other figure, inventory 2.4 months. Below it you see 2.7 months in September. All these figures are decimals. 6.29 million, that's decimal. 2.4 months, that's decimal. 2.7 months, decimal. Well, there's also decimal. 7.0% is decimal, but we'll get to that. That's not what we're discussing here. Look on the right hand side, the image on top, this one here. You see the price of something. I think those are something, I can't figure out what they are. You said the price is 19.99. 19.99 is a decimal number. And look over here, this image. You see what it says? Some chips, French onion. The original price was $3. Now you save 0.01 cent. So the price now is $2.99. So that's decimal right there. Decimals everywhere, But anyway, let's continue. I'll define what is decimal. All right, we know that decimals are everywhere now. The question is, what is a decimal? The simple answer is decimal is a fraction. Sometimes it is called decimal fraction. So the same thing. For example, I'm going to give you an example. Look at this here. This thing here, 53.7 is actually can be written as 53/7/10. See? You've seen that before when we did fraction. That can be written as you multiply 53 by 10, you get 530 plus 7, 537, right? You've seen that before. Over 10. The same thing. Look at this example here. 0.41 is the same thing as 41/100, right? Notice something, but I don't want to confuse. I'm not going to go into detail. This 4 here, this 4 after the point, the decimal point, that 4 stands for tenth. It's called tenths, not tens. It's in tenth position. Tenth position. That's what that is. And then look at the one here. See this one here? That one here is located in the hundreds, like that. Not the hundred, but the hundreds position. That's where that one is located. So that's why I don't want to get deeply into that, because it's gonna confuse some people. So that's how you understand that, okay? So what we do now, let's like I said before, fractions are everywhere. You see sale price when you go to store. See sale prices, right? Something like $7.99 is it's a fraction. Tax rate like 3.5 is a fraction. Sometimes they say 3.5%, but we'll get into that later. Interest rate 4.2 is a fraction, right? So we're gonna get into that later. But before I do that, please, I beg you to subscribe to my channel, like and share this video, leave comments or questions under the video, and then I will answer them, okay? Now here is a deeper explanation of what a decimal is. Now look at this decimal here, 9.6483. 9.6483. You see this 9 here represent tens, right? There are 10 ones, right? And then this 6 here represent 6/10, and this 4 here represent 4/100. This 8 here represent 8/1000, right? And then the 3 here represent 3 over, actually it's 10,000. Okay, it's 4 zeros. So basically 9.6483 is the same as 9.6483 over 10,000, right? That's 4 zeros, right? Okay. So notice something. Something I want you to pay attention to understand. Whenever you have a number like this, 9.6483, notice on the right hand side of the decimal point, there are four figures, right? Whenever you see 4 digits, whenever you see 4 digits like that, each digit corresponds to a 0. So when you write that down, you're gonna get 4 zeros, just like we did here. See 4 zeros there, and then 1. 1 is put there. So you're always gonna get those 4 zeros. The 4 zeros correspond to the 4 digits right here. Okay, so that means, for example, if you have something like this, if you have 53.7, right? That stands for how many zeros? 1 0, which stands for, you can write that as 537/10. You see, basically what you're doing, you converting that to whole number divided by the where the decimal, how many zeros the decimal number gives you. You understand? So recall we used this figure before, this decimal before. That decimal start, based on what I just said, that decimal stands for 41/1 and then 2 zeros. See, that's what we got before. All right, so always keep that in mind. If you keep that in mind, your life will be easier working with decimals. Okay. All right, we're gonna do the following mathematical operations with decimals. Right, we're gonna do addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Right. So there's nothing to be scared of. Now you know that decimals are no more than fractions, and we did fractions before. Fractions were easy to manipulate, so there's nothing to be scared of. You just have to follow the steps carefully, and then you shouldn't have any problem. So let's the one thing I want to say, always line up the digits. Well, let me start with addition. Let's start with addition of decimals, right? Okay, so the thing is always line up the digits, and then when you do that, make sure the decimal points in the 2 numbers or 3 numbers are lined up, right? Make sure they are lined up on top of each other. If you do that, then most of your problem is then solved, right? So don't mismatch them. They have to line up. So let me give you an example. Let's add 3.16 plus 5.22, right? Okay. Now notice something though. Notice we dealt with something like this before when we did fractions. Notice that 3.16 can be written as 3/16 over there are two zeros there, right? Over 100. And the 5.22 can be written as 5/22 over 100, right? So to add this fraction, two decimals, you can proceed as we did with fraction. You can say 3.16 plus 5.22 is the same thing as 3/16 over 100 plus 5/22 over 100, right? And then we did this problem before, right? We did it before, so you convert. You start by converting the fraction into improper. Remember, improper fraction. You convert them. You say 100 times 3 is 300 plus 16, 316, right? So you write that at 316 over 100 plus. You have to do this to, get the same denominators all over the place. And then you say 100 times 5 is 500 plus 22 is 522, like that. 522, you see, over 100. You remember what we did when we did fraction? We got the same denominator, so we'll add the numerator. Sorry, 316 plus 522. So when you add that, what do you get? You get 838 over 100, right? Which is the same thing as 838 over 100, right? Or you can write it as 8.38, right? So you see what we went through there? But check these out though. All that stuff is is doing it the hard way. Let's do it the easy way. Watch this. Alright, here is the easy way. You line things up, man, like we did in when we did the addition of whole numbers, right? You write 3.16 plus 5.22. The secret is to line up the decimal points with each other. Even if you have three decimals to add, just line it up. They have to stay on top of each other. Once you do that, your problem is mainly solved. Then you put this line here, and then you start adding. Whatever you're doing, adding or subtracting, you start doing it. 6 plus 2 is 8. 1 plus 2 is 3. Then decimal point right there. 5 plus 3 is 8. See? And then we're done. That's the same solution we had before. You see? Go up here. That's 8.33. See? Right there. That's what we had before. So you line things up, man. Line things up. Pay attention to what you're doing. Don't get scared. It's all easy. You just have to be patient. Line things up. You should be fine. You see. So let's do another example right here. Let's do another example right here. We'll say 8.913 plus 3.120, right? So what do? You line things up. 8.413 and then plus, put plus sign there, 3. You line up the decimal points right there. See? 120. Basically, see, once you get it lined up like that, everything is a piece of cake. See? So you add 3 to 0 is 3, 1 to 2 is 3, 4 to 1 is 5. You bring down the decimal point. 8 plus 3 is 11, and then you're done. See? You see how easy that is? Let's do another example. Okay, one more. I think, well, maybe I have a couple of more examples. Let's do this example here. 9.9164 plus 4.1384, right? You add those two. What do? You line things up. It's nothing to be scared of. You write 9.9164 plus 4.1384. See how I'm lining them up? You line everything up to each other, right? And then you do the addition. What do you get there? 4 plus 4 is 8, right? 6 plus 8 is 14. You write 4. You carry 1 over. See, we'll do carry over here too. We'll carry or borrow. Same thing, just like you adding whole numbers, right? So that's 14. You write 4, carry 1 over, and then you say 3 plus 1 is 4 plus the other one you put up there is 5, right? You write it down right there, and then you say 9 plus 1 is 10. You write 0. You write 0. You carry 1 over. That's all. Very simple. 9 plus 4 is 13 plus 1 is 14. Right there, and we're done. That's our solution right there. You see that? It's not that difficult. Don't make it more difficult than it is. You see, you just keep going. Everything is okay. We're gonna do three digits added together. Yeah, so it doesn't matter how many digits it is, 3, 4, 20. You just do the same thing. Just keep adding them up. There's nothing to be scared of. This example will have 324.0068 plus 23.013 plus 16.041. So it can be 3 digits, 4 digits, 5 digits, 2 digits. It doesn't matter. What matters is you line them up. Alright, you line things up. You start with 324.0068. You put the plus sign here, and then you write the other figures down. Just line them up. The other figure is 23.013. Notice that we can put 0 here without changing anything. It doesn't change the value of the number. And then you do the same thing with the other figure, 16.041. You can put 0 there without changing anything, and then you draw this line. Just the trick is to line everything up. Even the decimal point, you line it up too, right? Like I said before, you line it up. So you start adding 0 plus 8 is 8, right? You see how that works out? And then 6 plus 3 plus 1 is 10, right? You write 0, carry 1. You put the 1 here like we normally do. 1 plus 4, 5, 5 plus 1, 6. You write it there, right? Then you bring the 0 down. You add 0, it's all 0. Then you bring down the decimal point, right? And then 4 plus 6, 10 plus that, 13. You write 3, carry 1. That's all. Okay, so you have 2 plus 2 plus 1 is 5 plus the other one is 6. You write it down like that, right? And then you bring 3 down. Remember what we said when we did, there are zeros here that we normally don't write it. So basically, you see, that one is we knocked it out. Very simple. It's nothing to be scared of. This stuff is a question of you just be patient and line things up. Once you line things up, you should be fine, man. It's nothing to be scared of, this thing. Okay, so let's do another example. Let's do another example. Let's look at 814 plus 31.058. You see, I chose this carefully. That way, you know that you can add anything to the decimals, right? So basically, realize that we can write, well, we write things up like we normally do. You write 814. Realize that I can write that as 0.0. It doesn't hurt anything to put 0 there. You didn't add anything to the value of 814. It helps you to organize, you see. So then you put the other, you say plus, you bring the other one, add here 1 dot, see, line the dot up, 058. That's all. Right? There's a 0 here, 0 here, 0 here, but it doesn't matter. So 0 plus 8 is 8. 0 plus 5 is 5. 0 plus 0 is 0. You put the decimal point there. 4 plus 1 is 5. 1 plus 3 is 4. You bring 8. There's a 0 here, but we don't care. You bring the 8 down. See right there. That's the solution you're looking for. Nothing to be scared of. You see that? We can do subtraction the same way. Subtraction follows the same trend, just like we did, when we did the whole numbers, right? See, the subtraction and addition, they say the opposite of each other. So the same process goes on, you see. So let's do example of subtraction of decimals. Okay, suppose you have 1.431 subtract 0.22. Again, you line things up. Just line things up, right? 1.431 subtract, right, 0.22. So you line everything up like we normally do. You can put 0 here, it doesn't change anything, you see. And then you start subtracting. 1 subtract 0 is 1. 3 subtract 2 is 1. 4 subtract 2 is 2. 1 subtract 0 is 1. So you're done, you see. That's the solution there. That's the solution there. So we'll do another example. We'll do another example here. Make sure I'm lining my stuff up. That way it looks good in the video. We'll say 534.13 minus 18.74. You line things up like we normally do. You say 534.13, right? Minus 18.74. See how I line things up? The biggest thing is to line things up. Then you start doing subtraction. 4 subtract from 3, it won't go. You borrow 1. So we'll borrow 2. See, borrowing is the same idea like when we did whole numbers. You borrow 1 from there. If you borrow 1, it becomes 10. Okay, so 13 minus 4 is 9. So when you borrow that, what is there is 0. Now you borrow again because 0 won't subtract 7. You borrow again from 1, right? You borrow 1, it becomes 10 here. Okay, 10 minus 7 is 3. And you put the dot here. Actually, when you borrow here, I cross it out, put 3. 8 subtract from 3, it won't go. You borrow again. You borrow from 3, cross it out and write 2. You put 10 here, that's 13. 13 minus 8 is 5. You see how things works out, man? Very simple. Like you do whole numbers. There's 2 left there. 2 minus 1 is 1. And then you bring that 0 here, you bring 5 down. There's something to subtract, nothing. So you bring 5 down right here. And then you're done. That's the solution right there. See? So borrowing is the same idea here. So let's do one. I chose that problem to show you that borrowing with decimal is the same thing as borrowing in whole numbers. Let's do another one. This is 36.3 minus 11.421. Again, I chose this problem to use it to show you there's nothing to be scared. You start by writing 36.3 minus, you line things up, 11.421. Okay, notice that we got a problem. But we don't have any problem. It's just that you follow instruction. Put 0 here, put 0 here. You didn't add anything to 36.3. You just put the zeros as placeholders. Subtract 1 from 0, it won't go. You borrow 1. You see, you can't borrow from 0. So you start by borrowing from here. You borrow 1 here and put 2 here. And then you put 10 here. And then you borrow from that 10. Cross that out and write 9. And then you have 10 here. 10 minus 1 is 9. You see that? And then 9 minus 2 is 7. And then 2 minus 4, it won't go. You borrow 1. Borrow 1 from here, put 5 here, and then you have 12 there. 12 minus 4 is 8. And then you put your decimal point. 5 minus 1 is 4. 3 minus 1 is 2. See? That's how you do it. You can use your calculator and check the answer. This is how you do it. Just be patient. Rock and roll, everything will work out. Alright, let's go to multiplication of decimals, right? We'll knock that out, then we'll go to multiplication. Multiplication of decimals, right? That's what we're gonna do now. So basically, there's nothing here. It's just, just little tricks here and there when you do multiplication of decimals and division of decimals. Just pay attention to the tricks. That's all. It's not that difficult. Let's try this. 2.1 times 1.3, right? So what you do is you start like you multiply. Well, count the number of total decimal places, right? 2.1 got 1 decimal place, 1.2 got another 1 decimal place. So the decimal place, but you add them together, is two decimal places, right? 2 decimal places, right? So keep that in mind. That will be useful as we do this problem. So line this up. 2.1 times 1.3. Okay, so you just act like the number is there's no decimal there. Then when you do, I will explain this to you. Okay, 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. You just act like the way we normally do whole numbers, right? And then 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 2 is 2. You just line it up. Remember how we used to line it up? And then you add. This is 3, 7, 2, right? Now, here is where this thing is important. This is where this thing is important. According to the theory, you just, once you get that, right, then you move the decimal point from the right, you count off 2 decimal places. That's all. From the right. So going like that from the right, you count off. That would be 2.73. See, you count off 2. 1, 2. Let me use a different color. 1, 2. You put it here. Basically, that's what that is all about. Yeah. So your answer to the whole thing is right there. So we'll continue. We'll do another problem. Like I said, just if you pay attention to this, you won't have any problem. Okay, so let's do another one. 4.71, right, times 5.2. Again, you proceed as before. You take it, you look at the eyeball the decimal places. Decimal place is here 2, decimal place is here 1. You added these 3 decimal places. That's all. Just remember that 3 decimal places. That's all you need to keep your eye on. And then you line things up. 4.71 and times 5.2. All right. So you line it up like that. And then you start multiplying. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 7 is 14. You write 4, carry 1. 2 times 4, 8 plus 1, 9. Okay? And then you say 5 times 1 is 5. Now you make a space, you can't write it under 2, you write it under 4. Okay? Okay, 5 times 7 is 35, right? And then you write down 5 and you carry 3. You write 3 here, and then you say 5 times 4 is 20. 20 plus 3 is 23, right there, 23. And then you add things up, right? You add things up, you bring down, see here is 0, but you normally would don't write it. Bring down 2. 4 plus 5 is 9. 9 plus 5 is 14. You write 4, carry 1. Okay. 3 plus 1 is 4. And you bring 2 down. You see there? So you remember the decimal places here. You place the decimal places. You move 3 from right. You count off 3 digits. 1, 2, 3. So you put it here. So it would be 24.492. That's the answer right there. Okay. We'll move on to the next example, which is 3.01 times 0.54. You do the same thing. You notice the decimal places. There are 2 here. There are 2 here. So you have 4 decimal places, right? 4 decimal places to remember. Keep that in mind. And then we'll line things up. 3.01 times 0.54. Basically, as long as you remember the decimal places, where you place the numbers, how do you line it up here really doesn't matter. What it matters is once you're multiplying, right? Once you're multiplying, it matters where you put them. Okay, let's say 4 times 1 is what? Is 4. 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 3 is 12. See? And then 5 times 1 is, now you have to make space here. Just put 0 here. If that, it won't change anything. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 3 is 15. Then you add, you see, you add that, and you bring 4 down, and then 5, and then 2, and then 6, and then 1. Okay, now since you're done with that, then you move 4 decimal places to the right, starting from 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You put it right there. So the answer is 1.6254, right? That's the answer. You can check that out if you have a calculator, but anyway, that's the answer right there. Let's do more. All right, here is another problem we need to deal with. How many decimal places? 3, right? And then you line things up. 3.24 times 2.8. Like I said, the most important thing is where you write the thing down after you've done the multiplication, not how you line it up right there. 8 times 4 is 32. We'll write 2 down and we'll carry 3, right? We'll put the 3 here. 8 times 2, 16 plus 3 is 19. You write 9 here and you carry 1, right? And then you say 8 times 3 is 24. 24 plus 1 is actually 25. You write 25 down. Now we multiply by 2. Now 2 times 4, 8. You put it right here. Give yourself one space right here. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, so the way you line it up after the multiplication is the most important thing. You bring 2. Now you gotta do addition. Bring 2 down. Bring 9 plus 8 is 17. You write 7. Carry 1. Right. 5 plus 4 is 9 plus 1 is 10. You write 0. Carry 1. 2 plus 6 is 8. Plus 1, 9. You see that? Now you gotta deal with these 3 decimal places. 1, 2, 3. So you put it here. The answer is 9.072. That's the answer. Okay. All right. We're gonna round up with division of decimals, right? And the first problem is there. With division, there are a couple of tricks you just need to pay attention to. Other than the tricks, everything is easy. All right. So we'll write it the way we normally write it. We'll say 1.4. The divisor is 1.4, and then we'll write the thing being divided. We'll write it here like that. But here's the trick, though. You have to move it. We don't want to divide with decimals, so the trick is to move the decimal over here, which is only one place. We'll move it in one place, and then we'll do the same thing here. We'll have to move this one place too, to account for the movement we did over here. Okay, so that's all the trick you need to know. And then let me rewrite it. There's a second trick. So we'll rewrite the problem as 14 point. We'll put the point there to remind us. Okay, we'll put 89.6 now. Now, second trick you need to keep in mind, you gotta put once you write the problem, you have to put the decimal point, line it up like that, put it up there. You put it up there where we'll put the answer, where we'll put the answer is, you put it up there like that. Alright? And line it up with where you move the decimal point. That's all. Those are the only 2 tricks you gotta remember. And then we'll proceed as we normally do. Now, 8 divided by 14, it won't go. So we'll write 0 here. And then we'll multiply 0 and 14, we'll get 0. And we'll subtract. Just like we'll normally do. We'll bring 8 down. Alright. And then we'll bring 9 down. So 14 can go into 14 can only go into 84. It goes into 84. It goes into 84 6 times. So we'll write 6 here. We'll write 6 above 9. And we'll say 6 times 14 is 84. We'll write it here. This is what we'll normally do. We'll subtract. Okay. When you subtract, what do you get there? You get 5. Alright. And then don't forget there is 6 up there. We'll have to bring that 6 down. You're just acting like there's no point. You just keep doing what you're doing. Don't disregard the point as you bring it down, okay? So you bring it down, bring the 6 down, and then you got 56 there. 14 can go into 56 4 times, right? Yes, 4 times. And then you put the 4. Now you see the 6 is on the right of decimal point, so you put the 6 right here. I'm sorry, you put the 4 right here. You put that 4 right here, then you write 56, and you subtract. When you subtract, you get 0, right? And then we'll finish because there's nothing more to bring down. You see that, right? Okay, so then Since you're done, you say 8.96 divided by 1.4 is the same. See, the solution is 6.4 because that 0 here doesn't count. So that's your solution there. So we'll move on to the next problem. Okay, our next problem is 6.21 divided by 1.38. We'll do the same thing we did before. We'll write 1.38 and we'll put the division symbol. We'll put 6.21. Okay, so then we're gonna move the decimal point, move it 2 places, and then we'll have to move the 2 places too. So we'll rewrite the problem. It will be 138 and the symbol, it will be 621. Put it right here. Okay, and then don't forget to put this one here to line it up with this one here. Okay, so then we'll start dividing. 138. If 138 divides 621, what do we? I'm sorry, 6. It won't go. It will write 0 like we will normally do, and then we'll say 0 times 138 is 0. We'll subtract. We'll get 6. We'll bring down 2. Okay, 138 going there. It won't go again. We'll write 0. Okay, we'll multiply 0. 138 is again 0, right? It's again 0. We'll write down and bring down 62, and then we'll bring down the 1. See this one here? We'll bring it down right here. Okay, so if we divide 621 by 138, it can only divide 552. Okay, you divide 552, you get we get 4. We divide it 4 times. So what do? You put the 4 on top of 1 right here. You multiply 4 by 138, you get 552, and then you subtract. Okay, you subtract. What do you get after subtraction? You get 69, right? You get 69. Now here is the place you pay attention. So once you get that 69, you bring, there's nothing to bring down, but see, because of that point there, I'm sorry, because of the point there, we can add 0 there. That's okay to add 1 0 there until you finish the problem. So you add 0 there, and then you bring 0 down. You bring 0 down here. Okay, once you bring 0 down, you say 690 divided by 138. It will go, how many times it will go? It will go 5 times. Okay, so you put the 5 on the right side of the point, the decimal point, and you multiply 5 times 138. You just use it as is 5. 138, you get 690. You subtract, and then you get 0, right? Okay, you get 0, and then we're done. So you write off your answer from there. See, from here, the answer is 4.5. That's the answer right there. Okay, so I wanted to do this problem carefully. That way you see when you add that 0 there, it's okay, because remember we'll have the decimal point right here. It's okay to add the 0 until you finish. There's nothing like remainder. Okay, so we'll do another problem. Okay, the next problem is that there. We'll proceed as usual. We'll write 1.2 here, and we'll do the division symbol. We'll put 33.18 here. Okay, now we'll move the decimal point. We'll move it over here one distance, and then we'll move this one over here. So we'll have 12 divided by, divide 1, and then you put the dot here, then 8, because you moved the other one decimal space. Then you gotta put the decimal point here, line it up with that one there. Okay, and then you proceed. 12 divided 3 is 0. Okay, 0 times 12 is 0. You subtract, bring 3 down and bring the other 3 down. Okay, 12 divide 33, you will divide 24. If you divide 24, divide it into 2. So you put the 2 here. Put 2 times 12 is 24. Sorry, 24. You subtract. When you subtract, you get 9. Now you bring the 1 down. See 1 right here, you bring it down. You bring it down, it's 91 now. 12 can divide 91, but it can only divide 84. It divides 84 and you get 7. So you put the 7 on top of 1. 7 times 12 is 84. You put 84 here and you bring down, subtract, you get 7. Okay? Subtract, you get 7. Put subtraction sign here. And then you keep going. You bring 8. Even though the decimal there, don't let it disturb you. Just keep bringing the digits down. Bring 8. If you bring the 8 down, you have 78 to divide with, divide 78 with 12. You can only divide 72. Divide 72, you get 6. So you put the 6 here. Now you just consider it as a whole digit. 6 times 12, you get 72. You subtract, you get 66. I'm sorry, you get 6. Okay? Now, we'll use all the digits. But you see, we can add, the process is to add 0 here. That 0 doesn't change anything, but it gives, because there's nothing like, remember, when you do this kind of division. So you put 0 there, you bring that 0 down. Bring it down here. Alright? So, can 12 divide 60? Yes, it will divide 60 into 5 places. So you put the 5 here, and then again you use that digit 5 times 12, you get 60. And you subtract is 0, and then we're done. You see? Now you gotta read off the answer. The answer is 27.65. So, the 0 in front, we usually don't read it off. Here is another problem. Okay, so we'll continue the way we normally do. We'll write a 1.25. We'll put the division symbol, and we'll put 7.5. Again, we'll move these two distances. Then we're gonna move these two distances, right? So we'll have to put 0 there. Okay, so we'll write 125 divide 750. Put the dot here, and then you put the dot here. Okay, and then you proceed. 125 divide 7, it won't go. You put 0 on top of 7. You get 0. You subtract. You bring down 7. Alright, then you bring down 5. Okay, 125 cannot divide 75 because it won't go. So it won't go. You write 0 again right there on top of 5. And then you say 0 times 125, you get 0. And then you subtract, right? This is how I like doing it. You subtract, you get 75. And now you drop 0. Drop 0 right there. Now, 125 divided 750, yes, you will go. You will actually go exactly 6 times. So you put 6 right there on top of 0. You say 6 times 125 is 750. You subtract is 0. Basically, we're done. The answer is 6. Because you bring that down, the answer is 6 right there. Okay, I want to do a couple of 2 more unique problems. Suppose we'll say 8.8 divided by 4. So you can actually divide fraction with a whole number, right? You just proceed the same way we've been doing it. So you write 4 over here, and then you put 8.8 here. And then notice that 4 is a whole number, so we don't have to do move any point, because we're dividing by whole number, right? But the only thing is remember the second trick, you have to write it here. Put a dot here, lining up with this dot here, okay? And then 4 divide 8. How many times it goes? 2 times. You write 2 here. 2 times 4 is 8. You subtract, you bring 0. That's 0. Then you bring down 8. Bring down 8 here. Now 4 divide 8 again. It goes 2. Now you put the 2 under this 8 over here. See, under this 8 over here. Okay? And then you say 2 times 4 is 8. You put the 8 here. Subtract. What do you get? You get 0. Basically, we're done. The answer is 2.2. That's the answer. So I want you to, see that you can divide a fraction with a whole number. We can also go the other way. Watch this. We also can do 6 divided by 1.5. So we can divide a whole number with a fraction. Okay, so we'll proceed the same way we've been doing it. We'll say 1.5, put the division symbol here, you put 6 here, and then now we'll have to move the decimal over here. Since we'll move it 1 decimal places, then we'll have to move this, put 0 here, move it over here, right? We'll have to move that over here. So we'll write as 15, 60.0, I'm sorry, 60. At 60, we'll put the decimal point there, all right? And then we'll put the decimal point on top right here to align with that one. And then we'll proceed with the division. We'll say 15 divide 6, it won't go, it will put 0 here. And then say 0 times 15 is 0. We'll bring down 6, bring down 0. And then we'll say, can 15 divide 60? Yes, it can. It will go 4 times. 4, we'll put it here. We'll put it right here. Okay, 4 times 15 is 60. We'll subtract is 0. Basically, we're done. There's nothing else to bring down, nothing else to remain. So we'll say the answer is 4. You see, right? The answer is 4. That's it. I'm gonna leave this here. Please subscribe to my channel. Share this video, like this video, leave a comment under the video. If you have any questions, leave it under the comment too. Okay, thanks for watching my video.